we've got the Retro Vaultz Podcast. It is coming at you hot.
Retro Vaultz.
Retro Vaultz.
Retro Vaultz.
Retro Vaultz. Retro Vaultz. Retro Vaultz.
Retro Vaultz.
The Retro Vaultz.
Retro Vaultz.
Retro Vaultz Podcast.
So don't go anywhere.
Welcome to another episode of Retro Vaultz Podcast, powered by the founding members of GGL. I'm Il Massacre.
And I'm Alpha.
And this is where you level up for gaming news, interviews, and everything coming soon. Listen, we got a special guest. First official in-house guest in the studio, right?
Together, yeah.
My brother Chase Bethea, bro. How you doing?
Big love.
Listen,
great.
It's amazing to have you here, man. We're happy. Yeah, shake that up.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. We just met, by the way.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it's always cool to have people, in the house with us, but you're the first official in-house guest.
Man,
Yeah.
this is big.
Okay, so you're blessing my seat right now, because that's what I say all the time. So I'm always going to give it up for you anytime you're here, man. By the way, bro, your shoes are crazy. What shoes are those?
They're mixed eights.
You got to break it down to me. What are those?
They're just from DSW. There's
DSW, I'm coming for y'all, man.
You know how to, if you put it together, we were at Dice and they saw the suit I wore at Dice.
Yeah.
You want to guess how much the suit was?
The suit, if I had a guess, $550?
Altogether, it was under $200.
Under?
Yeah,
Wow.
including the pocket score was only $5. You have to know how to shop.
Okay, that's one. That's one. Two, let me tell you something. My man's here knows how to dress for an award show. I'll tell you that right now. I think it was last year. Well, when I went, when I went last year, you had a suit as well, right?
Yeah.
Was it all black?
No. That was a multicolor thing I put together.
Listen,
but this year was
you and Troy Baker made me look bad. Okay. Because if you see right there with me and hip hop.
Yeah.
All right, and that boom. That's the suit. That's the first suit I ever wore to the award show.
I remember. Yeah, I make people step out for. Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you, this dude right here he didn't say it, but just looking at it, I had to step up my game the following year. Last year, I felt so underdressed. I had the sweats with the pockets on the side. I had a thermo on. I had my North Face jacket with baby blue sleeves and my Il Massacre hat. I look over, Troy Baker's got the suede jacket, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm so underdressed. Because Troy Baker is one of my favorite voiceover actors of all time. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I gotta take a picture with him. Cool picture, but I wish I stepped it up, right? Then I see my man's over here walking. I'm like, okay. I said, Gerard, next year I'm wearing a tie. And I didn't wear a tie this year, but I just stepped it up.
You were clean. You were clean.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And then one dude asked hip hop at the counter, like, yo, what's your suit? You gonna change? He's like, nah, man, I don't do suits. Okay, shout out to Hip Hop Gamer because he doesn't wear suits. But
you should see he actually gave me a shout out when I won my Excellence in Artistry Award through the Big Foundation. And if you see the video of my acceptance speech, he's like, "That's some fire!" And I wore the blue. It was the royal blue with the brown, and it was the white. And it was with this normal white tee. And he was the first person when I walked in, he's like, "That's some fire!"
That's crazy because we were there for the week of Dice Awards, and we were. What was that? The room, the conference room. What was it called when you could all meet up and talk? I forgot what it was called.
I forget.
Meet up or something. I forgot what it is. But you can meet up with people, talk over business or whatever. And there's a few pics with us, and I met a few people in your crew. It's always great to meet fellow composers, and learn from them like I learned from you. And that's why I want to get into it, bro. First of all, man, other than the shoes, congratulations on your book.
Oh, big love.
Please, bro, break it down to us about your book, man. How long it take, what it's about, and where they can find it.
Sure. So the book is called Student of the Game, How I've Navigated the Video Game Industry the Past Decade. It's a little bit offset in terms of the decade, so to keep that in mind with some things. Mm-hmm. I actually was writing the book. I started it just after the George Floyd incident that happened. And I got on, it was like an interview or something that they had me on, or for something, and was talking about Black composers. And I was thinking, okay, I'm not really someone that really worked with the color. My work should speak for itself.
Right.
But I thought, well, if it's going to be that type of thing, where is it? How are we navigating these spaces?
Right.
And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to make this about color. I'm just going to make this about mentality. And so I started writing the book on my own for 3 years, just on my own. And then in that interim of that thing happening with that podcast and the interview or whatever the space was for it, I became interactive audio special interest group chair. So I was chair of this organization. It's been around since 1994. They pioneered how music actually works in games, MIDI, how they set the precedent in terms of audio in mobile. And then through that, there was another author. He was previous chair, Steve Horowitz. Here they were writing a book. It was their second book. And I'm in that book as well. But the publisher was saying, hey, review the book. And if you have an idea, let us know. Well, I had the book already. I've been writing on my own for 3 years. I thought, I'll shoot the shot. Why not?
Right.
And they loved it. So what sets this book apart is that it's the first in the video game music genre that doesn't talk about how to write video game music. It talks about the clientele I've had to mentally go through the steps and practices for, and my own personal experiences of it could have gone this way, but it went this way. I'm not complaining about it. This is the other side of the mentality. These are the anecdotes. This is how I maneuvered. This is the solutions I came through. In terms about mature networking, people think that it's always like, what can you do for me type of thing. And it's mostly of when you're in the room, how do you actually roll? Like in terms of what is that like? How it also talks about how some clients will, I call it's called sneak rolling you, whereas it's like, hey, I want you to write music and I want you to also do voiceover, and I also want you to book the cast, and then I want you to do something like, whoa.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It was supposed to just be music. So it talks about that. I'm debunking imposter syndrome. I don't believe in that. And every time I say this, I catch myself now. I was like, maybe actually some of y'all out there are probably imposters. But if you are doing the thing, then that shouldn't matter.
Right.
But and so I get tired of these colloquial phrases that come into play of, I have imposter syndrome. I'm like, well, do you? Because imposter is this definition and syndrome is this definition. And unless you're doing the actual practice, then you're not an imposter.
Right.
That's what it says. Well, maybe some of y'all are imposters, but if you're not and you're actually doing the work, then you're probably not doing that. So let's knock that off. Okay. And just that is I would say the conspectus of what the book is about overall.
That's crazy, man. Where can we find this book?
You can find it on Routledge and Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And pre-order right now. The book will be out August 14th. The same day I will be performing at MagWest. It's exclusive for you.
Awesome. Yeah, I heard it here first, all right?
August 14th.
Are you going to be doing any signings?
Yeah, I'm actually was thinking on the way here, I was thinking, I've got to call my publisher and I need books. Like I want them because I will be having signings.
Please, bro, because if you do, we will show up.
Yes. I'm actually having one in Las Vegas as well.
Awesome.
Copperstone Bookstore. So that's in Henderson. Please come out. And yeah, I'll sign the book, get you copies.
For sure.
And like
Retro Vaultz will push that. Y'all got to hear that. Y'all got to get a signing with my boy Chase Bethea. I saw you post a video and I could only
imagine. You saw that today.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine how that made you feel though, bro. It's like dropping an album, right? You've been working hard on, right? And you put it out, you promoted this and that, whatever. But a book, which takes longer.
Yeah.
You put like you pour your heart and soul into this.
Yeah,
and people are reading it. So like, but how does that make you feel, bro? To finally push it out and tell people, yo, get this.
Well, it's interesting because it's interesting to the album. Yo, I'll buy the album. And yeah, you get the head nods. And so I'm thinking, and I'm so used to that. And I've seen nobody buys the album, and I have 16 game soundtracks now. So this stuff is not like $20, $30 where we would buy albums and stuff. There's no physical disc. I would love to have those things, but you just buy digitally and nobody buys it, believe it or not. Right. I can't say nobody. It doesn't move as many units as I think it would do a sale. So I need to be honest and conspicuous about that. So I'm thinking about the bigger numbers of it. So when people say like, I'm going to buy the book, I just stay quiet because the numbers will show who's going to buy the book.
Right. Yeah.
And I put it out there. It's not about the selling of it. I'm really just, like I said, it's the first of its kind in the genre. All the other ones, I own most of those books in the video game space. I do my homework. So they talk about how to write music games, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how that. No one's talking about how you mentally survive in this field, which we just saw some bad news that happened this week with Microsoft and last week with Sony doing some other stuff. How do you really just sustain? And that's what this book is bringing to the forefront. We need this right now. Our mental health is our wealth. If we don't have that, then you have nothing in this world at all. And so that is the biggest thing of what I'm pushing for is buy the book because you want it and because you want to actually level your mind up.
Of
and
course.
See the perspective from a freelance video game composer that's never worked at a AAA game studio in-house for over at least, I only think it was there for like maybe 11 days. It was a contract, but never like fully in-house full-time ever. And see what the perspective is like, especially from someone like me. And that is, I think, is most important and potent for people to understand that that's really where it's going to enhance your life and bring value to.
Right. No, I love that. Going back to last year when we first met, of course, shout out to my brother Hip Hop Gamer. It's always through him. Whether he introduces or not, it's the way how people call him. And I was coming down the hallway and I saw you with a group of, people. And then all of a sudden I see hip hop. And when I saw that, they went over, they started talking, whatever, and then introduced us, we talked. And then when I found out you were a fellow composer, but strictly for doing the video game stuff, I was like, okay, I got to connect with this dude. Either way. Because like we talked about before the show, sometimes you connect with people and you say, oh, we're going to work together, but it never really happens. The hunger is there. From your work already just explains all of that. You don't know who Chase Bethea is? Google him.
I actually did. I did Google him.
Right.
And what Google has to say is that you're a multi-award-winning video game composer known as the Swiss Army knife of video game composition.
Shout out to my guy.
Like, come on.
Yep.
So the Swiss Army knife thing.
Yeah, not self-proclaimed. I'm just gonna put that right on there. I always say that. And thank you for asking. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Go on.
Yeah, so can you explain what the Swiss Army knife means?
Sure. So I was a guest on a podcast called Pixelated Audio. Big love to Gene and Brian and James. And it was the MagWest version of that. I think it was 2020. And they were going through my catalog of work. And I was describing how I was doing dynamic, interactive, adaptive music design for different games. I had cozy music and I had hybrid orchestral music. Then I had jazz form. Then I had electronic forms. And they said, and I have this clip just to be proof, that he was like, you're like the Swiss Army knife of video game composition. I was thinking, I never thought of it that way. Like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And so when I decided to be a video game composer, I thought that's what you would want to do. You need to be able to learn how to write for every other style because games have conflated other mechanics and styles. So you should adapt and conform to that at least. But when I grew up with video game music, that's what the Japanese composers that I was listening to was doing that. Right. They had all kinds of styles and they were doing it on limited chipsets that were the consoles of Super Nintendo and PlayStation by Redbrick Audio for streaming, but still able to have drum and bass in one sense and then some orchestral music in another. So I'm thinking that's what you have to do to be a full-fledged video game composer, as well as being able to write on all the systems that come along with it. So that's where it came from.
Do you have a genre that you like writing for the most?
The genre I write for is the one I write for. It's me.
Okay. There you go.
What better answer?
Right, yeah.
What better answer, bro? I love that. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was
gotta put that on a shirt. Right?
My chin Michelle.
We gotta make sure that it's you put a big ass on like that. Nah, it's crazy, man. And how did it feel, bro, to get your first award ever? Because you see these award shows, right? And whether it's a producer, song of the year, artist of the year, writer of the year, how did it feel? Because when we talked about this, you write the music, and then for the most part, you create it at the crib, but you go to the studios with the orchestra, correct? And you deal with them, or is it just straight you? And see, that's what I love. Don't get me wrong, I would love to hear an orchestra play my music. I can't write music for shit, but the thoughts come out, and and they can create it on the spot or whatever. But how is it for you, for something that you created is pushed out in the game and you get an award for it. You know, how does that feel for you? Because I can't speak on it. I haven't gotten an award since I was in 5th grade. So how is that?
When I won the first award through the Knicks organization, I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. Now, I have been nominated in the industry. I think it was in my 5th or 6th year by working in games. I didn't even finish uni yet. Mm-hmm. I came from community college and then went to uni. I was thinking, I'm nominated. I was up there with Chipso and Sean Chasen, Hideroki Sawano, who did Attack on Titan, like in the categories of people that they were putting names in. It was on my 6th year and I was nominated. Best Artist of the Year. Mm-hmm. But when I won, it was a weird campaign. The developers I was working with, they didn't believe in it. They were like, oh, they had some kind of pessimistic ideology mm-hmm. about it. And then other people who had worked in games, some of my peers, they were thinking, oh, they just didn't believe in it. And then even my pre-G I was with, she didn't even see like the value about it. She was thinking like, oh, like that's cool. Like you won and something. They're supportive, but just not the level mm-hmm. of excitement. So mm-hmm. I had a lot of not positive things going on. And I had already been campaigning. I'd always campaign for gang awards. Nothing happened was there. I was campaigning for other awards. I'm being very transparent because I want this to be known. And it was the SEL, and they seem to kind of mostly parade more orchestral stuff and not think outside the box for stuff. So it was very, I would say, slightly disheartening. But Knicks gave me the silver for a ground. And then to see David Wise, who wrote Donkey Kong music, and to like follow up on when Twitter, I call it Twitter X now, was mostly still there, and then him giving me a follow out of nowhere and said most deserved. Some of my composers I grew up with, like Alberto Gonzalez, who wrote for Turok 2 and some of the classics, and Sega Genesis. Turok 2 is one of my favorite, Battle of the Dinosaurs. And then him congratulating me as well. It showed me, and then the multiple congratulations, because I announced it in one way and got congratulations, and then I did a video and got triple the congratulations. And what it showed me, I was thankful, number one. I was shocked, number two, because I didn't think it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, the music is great. People do care. But when the right person wins, it matters more. That's what it showed me. That's what the other people, the development studio I used to be with, the other peers that were not really on board with it, they didn't understand that they wanted to see somewhat of an underdog or someone who understands the Odyssey win and go over there, because they've seen everyone else who's already at the top win always, but they never seen someone else who came from the bottom do it. That was what it showed me. And so I was thankful to be perspicacious to know that's why it's working. It's not just because I won, it's because it hasn't been seen before. And so it meant a lot more, because now I feel like the people's champ in a way.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But like not taking that on, but mostly I've been hearing that. I now know I'm the inspiration for people, and I'm okay with that. I accept that. And I'm glad that I could be that for others, because it's hard to find inspiration generally most of the time. Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that you feel like the underdog.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I always look at it as a Rocky story. Always. Yeah. And that goes back to our brother Hip Hop Gamer. That's how it was with him. And you know this. We worked at the mailroom and maintenance. Me and Gerard, me and Hip Hop Gamer. We met in 2006, and this is before he was Hip Hop Gamer. He was just
in 2006.
Yeah, me and him.
That's wild.
Yeah, like that's my brother, bro. When I say that's my brother, we adopted each other right down the spot. But seeing his story, you know, pushing for the games and stuff. Right now, what he's doing now is like a big flip, because he always had big ideas, but he had to start off slow, right? Yeah. But his main thing too is gamers don't look like him. And when we were at, I think it was CES this year, we were walking by, we ran into some, you know, a lady, and, you know, he walks around with the Under Armour, right? Because that's all he has.
Oh, yeah.
Under Armour. My brother. But, you know, the lady, I think she runs some kind of physical, mental health and whatever workout company. And she noticed him and she had said, oh, you look great, physique, whatever, started talking. And then he started saying what he does. And she was like, what? You're a gamer? That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
What is a gamer supposed to look like? And she was like, so he told her, it's like, what does a gamer look like to you in your eyes? She was like, oh, fat, sloppy, mother's basement, pizza rolls. And that's what it is. And he was like, well, that's the thing. Everybody games. It's just everybody looks different. Right? Don't look like me, baby. And then he took his jacket off. He was like, yo, hold on,
like a flex.
Yo, look like me, yes. Look like me, Shay. But, it's from where he started to where he was telling me, he's like, when you start showing who you really are, people start to appreciate that, and it humbles you. And then you start to being allowed in these doors that you never thought you would be allowed in.
Right.
And last time I saw him before everything took off was 2016. My little man Ethan was just a baby. I think it was about a year, almost a year. And he had came to see me, and he was going to E3 for the last time.
Wow.
I think it was the last time.
I think I was at that E3 too.
See what I mean?
That must have been 2019.
And when did you guys meet? What year? If you know.
Well, fun. I'm glad this is a perfect segue.
Okay.
So I think I was around the year that I remember being this long Bethesda line, and there was the normal people, and there was everyone who was on the list.
Okay.
And hip hop was going through it was like, we were out there for 6 hours. People were us. We were getting donuts. We tried to give each other water. We see the food trucks roll up. I'm thinking, oh yeah. So we get to probably like near to 10, and then we never get in. We're out there in the heat. So he didn't know me.
Okay.
But we have a little similar story in a way. It's interesting. And so fast forward to 2019, we were on a panel together with him and someone from Capitol Records,
okay,
I believe, and someone from a Twitch creator program of some sort, and then someone from one other person is the hip hop legend. Please forgive me, I don't remember the guy's name right now. But the biggest thing was, I went from being in a common line, going to this Bethesda press conference, never getting in, to being on the panel with hip hop gamers. And you just never know how things kind of go and form. Yeah. But I remember always seeing hip hop gamer at E3. I never introduced myself because I thought it's always had this crowd for some things and all things, and I just moved different, right?
Yeah.
But it's so cool to just be in the same space with it. So we met officially, I would say, on that panel. I think it was 2019 Fall X Experiment. Experiment.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, it's really cool because I even looked at your website and you have a picture of you, hip hop gamer, and El Masker. So
thank you.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's it's full circle.
Yeah.
And that's why when we met, I even told him, bro, I have my dot card because everybody had their business cards. So I'm like, I got a dot card. So I took it out, right? But we exchanged information, and I was like, bro, we got to link up. Because the thing with me is that, I do music for, TV and stuff like that, but now has been diving into video games. But I wanted to pick the brain, the person who's been doing it for a long time. So we had coffee, we talked, and he broke it down to me in his world of how certain things look and how certain things can come about. So when I picked your brain, that's how when I dove into everything else.
Yeah.
And then, lucky for us, GGL came along, which I feel like shit because I'm not wearing my Final Number shirt today.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. It's in the laundry. She's rapping. It's all good. But and that's the thing is that when you find out what the other person does and how they do it, I even get more humbled because I'm like, okay, now I'm not gonna do it like them, but I want to see how I can do it like them. Yeah, I record here, do my stuff here, but seeing your videos, bro. And your past interviews and stuff and how you talk about the music, that gets me excited because it takes me back to when I first started. When did you first realize, you know what? I'm doing music, but I want to do it for video games. Was it a video game that made you want to do it? Was it a TV show? What sparked your brain? And I love the smile because I know you're going back.
I used to do hip hop. I was trying to do a hip hop R&B career But the story I always tell is that I made a track on FL Studio 3 or something, went to the bus stop, had my CD player, gave it to this girl named Tasha at the bus stop. She listens to it. She says, yeah, sounds like it should be in a video game. First time I ever heard
Oh,
that.
wow.
It was so, and I couldn't not hear that from any other person anytime I showed tracks and stuff too, right? So I was thinking, okay, I'm hearing this a bunch of times. Like I have to.
Yeah.
So I went through some processes, and then I did one track. By this time, I've already graduated audio engineering school from Los Angeles Recording School, and I am working at an internet media company called Music Plus Television, or Vlade's Media. I'm doing a bunch of stuff. I'm building computers. I'm an IT assistant. I'm studio manager, helping out Wiz Khalifa before he's actually really big. Dub C, Cherry Popping Daddies, working for a nuclear free city. I'm the sound person. Actually, I'm front house engineer at 19.
That's crazy.
And they said I couldn't do it in school. He said I could 25. I did it at 19. And so I'm doing that, and I'm writing tracks for all these other things now, right? And so one of the IT guys, when I was in the room, he says, "Yeah, it sounds like it should be in Castle Crashers." I was thinking, okay, man, like interesting. But I was watching God of War. I was playing God of War 3, and big love to Gerard Marino. And he was in an interview, and well, I'll say this. So my friend Big Mike, he says, "You seen the face of someone that does the voice of Kratos?" And I was thinking, yeah. He's like, oh, he looks kind of funny. So I happened to just look it up and thinking, ends up being my uncle, and I didn't know. Yeah, T.C. Carson. So,
hold on. Time out.
I know. I
gotta
like,
take that in because. Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, he's like a family friend called an uncle.
Oh yeah.
But my mom didn't tell me at all. Like they stopped talking, so I didn't know. I didn't know about it. So years had gone by, and I love this game. I'm playing the heck out of the game. 2 to 3 was a massive jump. And I go, Mom, TC is a voice girl. And she's sitting on the couch. That's nice. So I was like, I don't know what happened there. So I'm gonna actually leave that alone. Try to reach you now. Never responded. It's all good. I'm thinking, okay, like I don't know what happened, but nothing to do with me. So I'm gonna figure out how to do this on my own. So I go further. I go through the game. I unlock some stuff. Gerard Mino comes up. Chris Velasco comes up. These are the composers. Ron Fish. Big love to all you guys. And they were like, yeah, when you're writing video game music, you could do anything you want. You have this here. You can do any style. They really work with you. And it blew my mind. I was thinking, I'd already been hearing for several years, and my music sounds like it should be in a game. Uh-huh. So I don't want to be in a box. I want to write for different styles, as I had just said. So I was like, this is perfect. I already have the sound. So I'm going to go with further doing this. So then we jump into the story where the IT guy says, Castle Crashers, I only know AAA games. I didn't know that Behemoth was a small independent game studio making this little game here. And I was thinking, wait a second. You mean I don't have to go through the sync thing or this other stuff? I can kind of go directly through. Then, do you guys know what Mugen is? No Limit Win Mugen? So No Limit Win Mugen is this amazing like game engine where you can have Ronald McDonald fight the Death Star.
That's amazing.
Any character you want. You want Batman to fight Homer Simpson? It can happen. Anything you want of your characters, or animated or unanimated sometimes, can happen in this game. You can create it in terms of level select, backgrounds, and music. Well, I learned technical audio music design implementation, ironically, through this, but I knew how to code based off of being in high school at best HTML code for the website at the time, 11th grade. So it was almost similar. So I'd go into the engine, I plug a track that I was already making for the company at the time, Music Plus, in, and it goes with the game. I'm thinking, it works. No, they weren't lying to me. It does sound like it should be in a video game, but I put it in. I tested it. And so I was thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. I've seen this video. I've tested this game and the thing, and now it's coming together. Well, I was like, well, I've got to level up to these film composers because that's who they're kind of almost hiring now. So I've got to learn all my theory and orchestration. I've got to become really everything. Like I'm ticking the boxes. Like I see this as a video game. Is what my dad said is if you learn how to, if you play games the way you do and apply it to life, you would be great. And so everything clicked for me at 9 for that to expand. And so by culminating that, I went back to school, got my associates, got my bachelor's, got my recording engineering. So I have all the degrees and I finished everything at the level that I knew so that I could be completely in a breath of form to write for games at the level I wanted to. And now taking it beyond, which is dynamic music and which is it changes between environments and so on.
That is awesome.
That's crazy. I'm still stuck on Batman Fight a Homer Simpson.
It was Ronald McDonald for me.
Yeah.
These are real matches. Like
crazy.
On Twitch, awesome. It was called Salty Bet, or where people could just play and you could bet who's going to win for those things.
You need to get him on Tiger Media.
Hey, we talked about it. You know, and I definitely think that he would fit perfect because I was telling him how the whole thing breaks down. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tiger Media, of course. I was telling him how I wasn't big and heavy into Fortnite. You know, my oldest son tried to give it to me when it first came out. And I was like, I don't understand this shit. Yeah, I know they're taking online gaming far, and that's great, but I don't understand this shit. Mm-hmm. Why are we building? They couldn't even tell me, my son and my nephew.
Yeah, they usually know when
years passed by, and then Fortnite's gotten better and better and better. Mm-hmm. Little man got me into it. And then now, with the whole Tiger Media, you know, tied into it, I'm like, all right, I'm in love. I'm attached. I'm in. So I definitely, we gonna chop it up a little more after this because he's got to get in there locked in. I got a question, bro, because I know that you've done the soundtracks. I've seen your work, but do you have, and you have to, you're a composer, you're a producer, I know this. Do you have unreleased music sitting on your hard drive, on your laptop?
Over 300.
Over 300. See,
I've been rolling the catalog out slowly the past 2 weeks, so I'm like building up my storage so it can be out because it doesn't make money on the hard drive.
Yeah, that's what, and that's the number one thing I tell everybody who wants to get their music, you know, if it's strictly for, you know, video games or TV or movies, is if it's sitting on your hard drive, it's not making you any money. It's just sitting there, cozy, just chilling. Push it out.
Being lost in time.
Exactly. Is there anything else, bro, that you or any other avenue that you wanted to hit other than video games with your music? Like TV, movies?
Yeah, I was on a TV show called Cold and Windy, and I got fired from that.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to kiss ass.
Hey.
I'm just going to keep it all the way real.
Shout out to the people who keep it a buck.
So, yeah, I did what I had to do. I took the mantle. I was writing the music for it and things. I got up to like episode 3. It's out on, I think I found it earlier this year on Tubi. So, and my music, some of it is actually still in there. So thankfully I got some stuff in there. So big love to my uncle H-Dub, who got me into the whole thing in the process. But yeah, with the producers, they didn't really know what they were doing. I was also shipping a game at the time. I was working with one of my longtime collaborators, Sprite Range Glenn Henry of Sprite Range, big love Glenn. And we shipped Quest Like Pocket. And that was like, July. Yeah. We just had the anniversary for that. So July, Quest Like Pocket. So what was it, 3 or 4 years ago now that it came? But yeah, TV was one. I knew I didn't want to do film. I had seen 2 things. I had seen my friend go through a TV thing about he was an assistant to an assistant. And I'd seen, when we were in community college, he went to what's it called? An orchestral rehearsal recording or orchestral session. And he was telling me about like the form and how it was and how hectic it was and a little bit stressful. And then there was another composer, my composition teacher, Nathan Bowen, one of my composition teachers. He had a friend that worked on source code with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I'm going to say his name because it makes me laugh, but he knows this. His name is Chris Bacon. But his middle initial is P, so you put
Chris
that together. P. It sounds like I love it. But he wrote the music for source code.
Okay.
And then that's when the offer for that orchestral recording session happened that one of my close friend Mike Daniels went to. And I knew then, I was thinking, I need something. When I went to Los Angeles recording, they said, you'll never hear music the same. It's going to be a gift and a curse. You're going to hear this. It's going to be that. It's going to be unfortunate for you. I was thinking, well, I went through that already. So now I have that. I manage it well. For now, I'm going to a medium specifically and do film or games. I need something left. So I do not want to do film. So I left film alone. And I'm glad I did because I was extremely very toxic and very... And it's true. Some of it is just even meeting some of the people there are just nasty. And then hearing how other composers were talking to it, I was like, oh no. People might have got snuck on for some of the words when they were saying certain things. It was like, no thanks. So games was it for me. And because I already had the sound, I wasn't too concerned. by this time I was thinking, look, I'm already kind of going on this avenue. I got the sound. I'm not going to try and learn this. And even when I was in uni and I was doing film class, I got A's on every project for film. But you know what I kept hearing? Sounds like it should be in a video game in film class.
It's meant for it, bro.
Now what's funny is that people are telling me it sounds like it should be in film, which is interesting.
You kind of am in a little bit, because didn't you just recently do composing music for NBA Bounce or the GOAT
movie DLC game? But the crossover, yeah. And Sony Pictures did approve the music for the game, like the film team of that film. So, but you know what I think, and someone said it this way, is that games have come so far into being close to like film, it makes sense that it probably would be adjacent to. But when that wasn't the case 10, 15 something years ago, that it didn't look like film really at that point. So now it's all coming full circle, as they say. But I still will, the only way I will work on a film is if it's game related, documentary or something, and then I would only just want to have it like synced stuff for they could.
That's what I was just trying to point out though too, which I think is really cool, is that you followed your gut and your instinct, and you said that's not really for me, and you continue to do what you wanted to do. But yet you're still kind of doing your own thing and paying your own path while still kind of working with them, but doing what you want to do.
That's what I say.
So that's really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And at the same time, telling them respect it or leave it alone. You know, because you, bro, by hearing your work, you're meant for it.
Thank you.
You were born to do this.
Yeah.
And the fact that, it's like God putting it through people like, hey, this sounds good on a video game.
Yeah, he was really in my ear for like a long time.
It's like me, like growing up and just hearing, like Danny Elfman 1989 Batman theme. Like that's what made me fall in love with it, right? Then hearing Terminator 2's Judgment Day soundtrack, it's like, oh my God, I want to do this when I get older, but I don't know how. When you start learning how to do things and then falling into the TV world, everything is a recipe, right? A formula of how you got to do the music and stuff. And when I figured it out back in 2015, that was my wave. And then I'm like talking to Gerard and we're talking about games. I'm like, yo, I got to do music for games, bro. But I know it's another avenue. It's another door you have to open because it's not the same as music for TV. And I had to learn it the hard way in 2 years for TV, because one tells you, hey, yeah, submit music. We like it, but this is not it, because they're not telling you the formula. We just like your track. I'm like, then teach me how to do the formula.
Yeah.
But then you got gatekeepers. So then when I started learning how to do it, and the first 2 got accepted, the first 3, then the first 12, I'm like, something's happening. So when it came to gaming and I met you, I was like, I got to talk to one of the people who's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm glad we did.
Gerard's got people, but he's got people over there. I'm like, yeah, I can't fly to Detroit every day. I can't go to Japan. I can't do this. So I got to talk to somebody. And luckily you live in Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's when we had coffee. And I was like learning more about how it is for him and then how I can get in there. Because sometimes these, like, let's say NBA 2K or whatever, will take a song and it's a soundtrack.
Yep.
Okay, cool. But then if you're doing something for like the menu, like you're picking your team, whatever, that's a different type of vibe. So I'm like, that's what I want to do. Your music is great. Songs are great. I want to do this part. I'll give it 30 seconds of timeout. I want to do that. So that's why when I started to learn that, I started seeing your videos and I'm like, this is the guy that I really got to talk to, because I'm more closer with you, not only in the same city and state, whatever, but in knowledge of learning from you. Because I'm not going to go up in there, because up there, and I'm pretty sure you dealt with this too, people who say they want to do something and they already act like they know, like they're doing it, like how they do it, but that's not what it is. And you got to check them. Nah, bro, that's not what it is. This is how you do it. Because I've had to do it with a few other people too. And before the show, I told you, I've met people, push them to the side because they're not hungry. But that's what keeps me humble, is that I'm always eager to learn of how other composers do their work. And I'm not trying to copy the style. I want to learn from the style, because if I want to do this as well, these are important, people. You got to pay attention.
Okay. Protect those.
Of course, man. Listen, bro, your catalog is ridiculous. I already know, like you said, you have some unreleased stuff that's you want to push out. You have any like specific special projects you want to do for yourself other than the book that you put out? I'm pretty sure you said it's a 3-book series, right?
I did say, yeah.
But of course, man, I gotta pay attention, man.
He's using these.
Yeah. Like I said, you gotta pay attention. But is there something like do you ever want to score your own video game? Like hire someone to like design the game, an idea, a script, whatever, but then you do the own soundtrack for your own game. Is that something that you're willing to do in the future, thinking about?
I don't know. Man, making games is a miracle in itself for it to come out.
Right, yeah.
But the music is one thing. Somebody pitched me, folks at Wise, big love to them. They mentioned something about making some kind of interactive album. I'm not sure what that kind of will sound like, but right now my mind is not even totally thinking about things until here's where I'm at with this space. If people can match my work ethic at least a level 2, because every day I'm probably like an 8 or higher, then yes. But I haven't met many people, if any people, that once they come into my space can actually keep up.
Right.
So if you can keep up, yes. But I'm not doing it by myself anymore. So for me, in terms of having a team, I'd love to have a team. It'd be a dream team. It's a lot to ask for not to think like me, but to have, you would already have to have worked yourself through what that ethic and standard is for you, and like I said, it to be matched in a way. It would just like how people meet their partners or something. It would kind of have to be like that, where things would just be the dream team where they come together. And we see it. We know it's possible. We see it in NBA. We see it on football or sports or any other thing. People would end up getting to that synergy. But yeah, for me, I don't know what it is. I guess I'm an anomaly or something, or an enigma.
Hey, I would put it that way, because it's not even about thinking outside the box. It's about literally being in your own zone. Yeah. And not everybody's going to think the way you do.
No, and I don't expect that.
Exactly.
I have zero expectations.
Right.
But when it comes to getting the work done.
Exactly.
It's a different area. Yes. It's a different arena.
Yeah, it's hard to put faith in other people, and it's really easy to just rely on yourself.
Right. Yeah, because I know I can
find that energy that matches. So you know that they're not going to.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing too, man.
Your vision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find people who are hungry these days. Yeah. You got people who say they want to do it.
Yeah. Talk is free.
I want to do it.
Talk is free.
Well, how about you take the one out and put gonna?
Right.
Gonna do it. I stopped using the if word a lot.
Say when.
And that's what I've been doing. Because that's what's got me to where I'm at. You pray for it, but go get what you pray for. Don't just say it and then say, God, where is it?
Oh yeah, it starts from within.
It'll present right there and oh, that's not it. No, he put it there. Go grab it and do something with it. And I see that with your work ethic, bro.
Thank you.
I don't even have to watch you sit down, record a video, and watch you make music. It's in your tone. It's the way you carry yourself. And I respect that, and I love it so much.
Thank you.
That's why my partner here, Alpha, she's hungry every day. Again, we just signed that publishing deal, with Level Up, right?
Oh, congratulations.
Shout out to Level Up Music Production. The work ethic, again, I sent her a track, and within 2 days, I got half a song on a text, which you tease me so much because it's amazing on what you do. No, but I love it though, because it makes me want to hear more. Yeah. But it's people like Hip Hop Gamer who you could feel down, and you could hear him from a block away. Your energy starts to build up already, and he's been in my life for 20 plus years, and we just check in on each other, bro, all the time. And I just got back from New York, a trip. And he's like, bro, you're not leaving here without me seeing you. I was like, bro, well, I'll shoot you the Addy, come through. And he came through with his son. I got to meet his son for the first time. Shout out Marcus, little hip hop gamer.
Little hip hop.
And they came over. We talked for half an hour, whatever. I said, bro, you didn't have to come over here, because it's hot and humid in New York right now. Disgusting. And he rolled up with the windows down, all sticky with his son. I was like, bro, I appreciate it, bro. You know what I mean? Because my family and I are going through a little, family situation out in New York. So he came to check up on us, and just seeing my brother, we don't have to talk no business. It's just seeing him.
It's just the energy.
And him shouting it out, and what's good, son?
It's happy to see you.
Yeah, so being around people like that always makes you want to do more above and beyond, not only for yourself, but for that person as well.
Absolutely.
So, as humble as you are, bro, I'm glad that you're in my life. This is not just business. We're brothers. You know what I mean? I want you to know that for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just brought you a sister, so you're adopted now.
Yes.
And that's what it is, man. This is what Retro Vaultz is all about. Like I told you, Retro Vaultz is soul stories. And that's why I like to get deep into people's stories sometimes, if they're willing to talk about it, because bro, it's the way you carry yourself, man. You're so humble. You're not a shit talker. I'm pretty sure you can when you're gaming, but that's about it, you know.
It depends on the game. And I'm not going to say what game it is.
Oh, please. No.
Oh, okay, well.
What's the game?
It's NBA Jam.
Okay, I can see that. You know who's the best to talk shit to playing that? Hip hop. Play with him.
Ooh, we might have to have we have to go to our player one when he's out here. Yo, don't let him come out here and we don't go to player one to handle that, like, for real. Well, I got the Sega at the house. Like, what we doing?
I'll bring the popcorn.
Listen,
because people have said,
so this is what I've been trying to do, and I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Is I want to do like a little mini GGL 1v1 series in here, into the bonus room.
Yeah,
we got the video games, whatever. But I want to get the shit talkers who wants to face off another person. So when that person's in town, like, for example, you want hip hop, you already live here.
That's gonna be
like, yo, bro, hip hop's here. Boom, come over, and y'all game off in the room.
Supreme video right there.
Because we already had one. Remember that night? So I don't know if you're familiar with Mutant Football League 2.
Wait, they got 2?
Yeah. So
I grew up with 1.
All right, well, Mutant Football League 2 is out. Gerard, aka Hip Hop Gamer, is the team manager. You're looking at the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Yes, sir.
I'm in there. Number 31. Go download that. So PS5, Xbox, PC, everything. When he came over for Dice Awards, it had just dropped, and his face was plastered all over the PS5, and he had no idea until I posted it. So when I put it up, he was like, bro, I didn't even notice you posted. I'm like, bro, this means a lot. And I wanted him to give like a little speech that night, but he was just so taken back by everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But we did have the 1v1 off because we had the Pac-Man. We had our friends, shout out CJ and Violet. They were playing Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man. My wife in the house has the highest score.
Oh, man.
She's nasty.
What is it with the Ys and the Pac-Man? My PG's like,
I don't like Pac-Man. It gives me stress.
Well,
I like to chase.
I like to chase. But listen, when it comes to the wife, her wife is nasty in Mortal Kombat.
Ooh, Melina?
Who did she pick? She said her guy was because Scorpion is my guy.
That's my
Scorpion. Guy. Okay, bet. My dude. I forgot who she picked. Okay, it's not coming to mind. But she came in here and had the nerve, the audacity to whip my ass. I had everybody over for a barbecue, and our friends were chilling here, and we all went 1v1. I said, whoever wins, the next one goes. Well, she beat my ass, so I didn't look at her. I gave the remote to somebody else. But we all had a 1v1 off then. But Pac-Man, funny story, Dice Awards, Gerard was here. And you cannot, I'm telling you right now, you cannot tell him who has a high score, because he will try to outdo that high score. He will stay up all night trying to beat that score.
Oh, man.
I'm going to tell you right now, you didn't get to make it because you were coming from somewhere. Mm-hmm. But if you were here, bro, I'm not putting you down. I'm just put you on the spot anyway. He heard that my wife had a high score. So my homeboy CJ tried to beat it. He was playing Dig Dug. He was playing everything, right? Yeah. His wife got on there. Everybody. Gerard got on Mrs. Pac-Man. When I tell you he was locked in, he faced everybody out.
You were getting ready for bed, and you were still in there trying to...
We're all in the room. I had the PS5 for Mutant Football League 2. They're playing. I'm like talking about, oh yeah, that's my character, blah, blah, blah. And I look over and he's not even paying attention.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, he's locked in. So then people were leaving. It was time for people to leave. You know, we were like, go to bed.
Yeah.
So CJ Violet left. My other friends were leaving. I said, bro, I came upstairs. I said, bro, people are leaving. They want to say bye. No, I can't leave right now. I'm in the middle of it. I said, bro, you can pause this. No, you can't. I said, bro, this is not an old school arcade. You can pause and get back to it. He was like, how? So I paused and he went, oh, that's dope. so then he got up. He walked downstairs. He said bye. So quick. It's like a kid trying to get back to like a movie that he can't miss or whatever. Because like he just went downstairs. All right. Boom, back upstairs. And then when he finally beat the high level, he went outside. He went, yeah, son. I did it. But I said, babe, he beat your highest score. And she don't want none of this. She don't want none of this. So when I tell you that this man is locked in, he is locked in. So if you just, all you got to do is tell him, yo, hip hop, me and you 1v1 on this. Oh, let's get it, son. Let's get it. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll play everything. So just say that to him, but we got to make that happen. So we're calling you out, bro. 1v1. You, Chase Bethea. What's up?
The Titans got to clash at some point, right?
I love that.
My China show.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that angle. And the light was shining on it, bro. Well, so I got a question for everybody that we always ask, right? And A lot of people get like stumped on it because they don't know what to think about, but I'm pretty sure you'll give me a dope ass answer. If you can create a video game of your life, any part of your life, what would it be about? And what would you name it?
Well, there's two, but one of them is not formulating right now. So it would have to be, the game will be called Do Your Own Thing. And it's about, I would have to say, the most potent part of my life in terms of games, whereas at one house I had my grandmother's, I had an N64, but I learned how to hook up an television. And then at my father's, I had like a PlayStation because it was his. And then my mom, she taught me pinball. So through the three, it would just be in terms of culminating that's where it started. That's what was happening. When you said I was born to do this, it was right. It was learning, but was never fazed by, no matter how much you're teased or you're made fun of, you do your own thing and you fall in love with it and your passion grows. And so games can teach you a lot about life in any aspect if you're not looking for it, but if you're just in the zone with it. And that space of it for that time period would be from 8 to through my adolescence specifically. And through those games, you'll learn who you are as a person, because that's where it actually begins.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was a dope ass answer. And I love the way how you focus on it, because you had to get it right. And I love that. Because most people, I ask them and they're like, damn, bro, I don't know. Like, there's a lot going on in their life, but
because it is a pretty big question.
And that's why, because that's when you get the real actual real answer, because you're gonna hear the typical oh, it could be like a Mortal Kombat game. And I said, we've seen that. Something that you want to see, and that's why I asked the question, because something that you want to see, different. So, but man, listen, bro, it's been a pleasure having you here, man. Before we let you go, any quick shout outs to anybody out there?
Well, big love to y'all. Thank you for having me. This is an honor. It's amazing. And big love to my family, my mom and dad, stepmother, and also big love to those that are inspired by me and that you continue to support me in the ways that you do. Your reshares, your thank yous, your emails. It's like I said, it's not about sales. It's about the respect, the consistency, and the reciprocity. Those are my pillars, and I see that y'all are doing that. So we'll continue on with the Odyssey. So big love to you.
Awesome.
Shout outs.
Yes. Shout out to you, Unmasked. Thank you. Shout out to you, Chase. It was very awesome meeting you. Got to learn so much about you today. We're gonna have to bring you back because there's
first of many.
Yeah, I have so many more questions. Shout out GGL. Shout out to our wifey. Shout out to CJ, Violet, Hip Hop Gamer. Love you guys. Shout out to Retro Vaultz. Until next time. And to add to that, of course, GGL, Clinton Sparks, Nick Dietrich, Mike Strato, we love you, bro. Chase Bethea, man, amazing. Yeah. I can't wait to have you back. Actually, bro. Can I go big love to Clinton? Oh, yeah. Actually, of course. I read Clinton's book, but I grew up I got to meet him this year at Icon, and he walked up to me. So talk about how energy pulls things together. And when he introduces, I'm Clinton Sparks, I lost my mind because I grew up with the mixtapes, Get Familiar and everything. Yeah. But he's actually mentioned in the book, so big love to Clinton for the actual inspiration. Man. So it's a high double honor. Yeah, you know what? And just another double to that for Clinton, because he's the reason why we made the Founding Members T-shirts. Because as soon as he started GGL, it's like he put all of us in charge of it. Gaming, streaming, and stuff. So we even got the picture up there with him with the Founding Members shirts. And when I showed it to him, he was like, "Oh shit!" So that's why we do it, for the love of it, right? Yeah. So that's why when you just said that he walked up to you and you felt it's same. It's the humbleness. When you can just have a conversation with him. Yes. He just really listens. Yes, he does. He's present. Absolutely.
And of course, man, and I would love to see you at the next GGL event, bro.
I would love to be there.
Oh my God.
I would love to be there.
Once we get all the information, bro, for sure, locking you in, you're going to be in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And much
Like
more.
swimwear.
Shout out Tiger Media. Retro Vaultz Podcast. See you guys next time. One love.